graduating class of 2023. Congratulations. It has been 4 long years full of learning and hard work, friendship and fun, and both expected growth and perhaps unanticipated changes. Now here we are graduating, about to begin a new phase of our lives. I am tremendously humbled and honored to be up here tonight giving this address. I've spent the past weeks thinking about what I could possibly discuss that would consolidate the breadth of the experiences each of us has had at Maclay School. I have been searching for what has made our collective high school experience special and what we have learned from our time here that will guide us as we move on to the next chapter. As many of us have spent 4 years looking forward to attending our dream colleges, it has often been easy to feel that our resumes, GPAs, or accomplishments define us, and to be so forward-looking that we forget to live in the present, which I am entirely guilty of. But reflecting on these years, it is clear that the most joyful, tearful, and all-around life-changing moments we have experienced cannot be characterized by these metrics. Our growth has occurred in those often overlooked moments between classes, chatting with a teacher in the courtyard, comforting a friend, or striking up a conversation with someone that surprisingly you'd never seen before. Our most fundamental character development has not been measured in first-place medals or anything like that, but in the intangible sense that we have a better understanding of our place in the world now after 4 years than when we first arrived here, and that we have truly become better versions of ourselves in every sense of that word. In an alternate universe, any of us might have gone to a different school and still participated in the same exact clubs and competitions, but we would come out of high school having had an entirely different experience because the people surrounding us would have been different. And that is the ultimate conclusion I've come to. What has made our high school experience special is every single person making up this class and community, and the life lessons we have learned from each little exchange and moment with each other. See, the most transformative lessons that we learned at Maclay were not the ones found plainly stated on the pages of Ways of the World, A Global History with Sources, or Physics for Scientists and Engineers, A Strategic Approach. And I can feel the glare of Dr. Fitzpatrick and Dr. Perry as I say this, but please let me not be misunderstood. I will always be the first person to argue the tremendous importance of learning the history that has shaped our society and the natural principles that govern it. But what I mean is that the most profound lessons we learned, the kind that changed the trajectory of one's character development, were the unspoken lessons about how to lead our lives that we received from watching Dr. Perry's passion in teaching us why elevators don't plummet to the ground, or from Dr. Fitzpatrick's daily checkups on us passing by in the courtyard years after we took his class just to tell us a joke in his own unique brand of humor. It was what we learned about friendship from Miss Youngblood's ability to welcome anyone and everyone into her classroom and so effortlessly become our adoptive and school mother since freshman year, or from Miss Evans' way of dropping bombs of really good life advice midway through a marine bio class just because that's what we needed to hear. It was what we learned about purpose from experiencing the way in which Mr. Norman and Dr. Bevins so naturally made us challenge and solidify our own identities through writing and literature. And it was what we learned about character from Ms. Croston's constant attention to us by catching up on our recent favorite books and crochet projects when we were at our best, or simply comforting us at our worst. And it was all the lessons we taught and received from each other as classmates and friends every day for 4 years. I guarantee that even just from the people sitting to the right and to the left of you, you have been changed for the better. And this is my point. It is the small but not insignificant interactions we have shared with each person in this community that have shaped our high school experience and molded our own developing identities. These exchanges constitute the greatest lessons we will take with us as we leave Maclay. So, if the people surrounding us tonight are who have made us, and many of you have been in this community for over 12 years, how do we take the lessons learned from our time at Maclay and allow them to guide us even as we move on to new places with communities of entirely new people? What's special about our class of 2023 is that we collectively learned the answer to this question our freshman year, when a global pandemic changed the course of our high school experience, separating us from each other in a way many of us had never faced. And I don't mean to make this speech about myself, but separation is something that I've personally grappled with my entire life. As most of you know, because I basically bring it up on every possible occasion, I am Portuguese, and while I was born in Tallahassee and have grown up here my entire life, I spent nearly every summer since I was 1 in Portugal, where the vast majority of my family lives. This means that I've essentially spent a quarter of my life abroad, and that also means that I've never been in the same place at the same time with everyone I love. But distance in itself has never weakened the bonds of the relationships with my family or friends, and the vastly rich experiences and memories I have been able to form across disparate places have only positively contributed to my growth. And this leads me to the pandemic. While we were all at home, separated from each other in a state of total uncertainty, it suddenly did not matter how far away from each other we were, because we found ways, sometimes even in the most ridiculous-sounding manner, to stay connected even while at least 6 feet apart. We had our birthday parties on Zoom, and even when we were physically back at school, we'd have Spanish 4 class in a huge circle of chairs outside with masks on, so that we'd be practically screaming in Spanish about each other and how good our weekend had gone. Or when it rained, we'd even have class in the dining hall with the scent of chicken and fries. But now we are graduating, and we will not just be 6 feet apart. Some of you will be staying here in Tallahassee, but many of you, or at least your closest friends and parents, your children, will be moving 100, 200, or maybe even 1,000 miles away, further apart than you have ever been, and that is different and scary, but exciting. But just like I've been realizing throughout my life, and like all of us were forced to realize during the COVID-19 pandemic, place becomes irrelevant in the face of human connection. Every single person you have interacted with in the past 4 years, every life lesson you've learned in class, they have become a part of you and have shaped your character. And this is true for the rest of your life. As you go into the world and meet new people, cherish the impact they will leave on you and you will leave on them. That is the beauty of the human experience. We learn what's most important to us through our interactions with others. So thank you, each of you, in the class of 2023, for teaching me so much about life. You may not be aware of it, but you all have truly taught me something significant, especially our salutatorian, Isabel McDaniel, and my dearest friends. You know who you are. I truly thank God for having brought us together. Thank you to every teacher, administrator, counselor, coach, and parent that has impacted our class of 2023. We have been marked by every one of you and will remain forever grateful for the positive force you've been in our lives. Thank you especially to Miss Boss for being there with me literally every single day of high school. I will forever be in awe of how hardworking you are. And I'm so grateful for the lots of time we've spent together. And on behalf of the class, thank you from the bottom of our hearts to Mr. Cave, Mr. Galena, Mr. Beamer, and Mr. Milford. We would not have a Maclay experience without you. Finally, I would truly, truly not be standing here today without the tireless support of my parents, Teresa and Pedro. So, mãe, obrigada por tudo que fazes por trás das cenas, por conseguir sempre jantarzinho especial, mesmo quando há tanto para fazer. Pai, obrigada pelas milhares de viagens de casa para a escola e de escola para casa e por estar sempre interessado no que estou a aprender. Obrigada aos dois pelo vosso suporte constante durante a minha vida toda, que permitiu eu estar aqui hoje. And to my family in Portugal, grande beijinho aos meus tios, primos, madrinhas e avós, especialmente à minha avó Teresa, que continuamente me tem acompanhado, e ao meu avô António, que tenho muita pena de já não estar cá para celebrar connosco este momento. So that's it. We're graduating. All of us here today carry a piece of each other. And as you go forth into the world, please take a moment to reflect on this and thank the people around you who have shaped you to become the person you are today. And look forward to the people you are about to meet who will continuously shape you into the fullest version of yourself for the rest of your life. Thank you.